Rougeaux here. I'm with Andrea. We're going to be talking about Olympia, military base, JBLM, moving here again. So without further ado, Andrea, we're going to pick her brain today. What is the number one thing when someone gets assigned to JBLM?
I think especially if you have a family, you're going to want to think about where you're living. And I think there's information out there, but it can be really difficult to kind of choose that place and make sure it's the right area for you.
Correct.
What makes sense nearby.
How would you narrow it down, or what would you recommend if someone's moving here? How would you narrow down an area to move to?
Sure. I think if you're just starting your search, if you just got those orders or you're kind of thinking about where you want to ask for orders, obviously you can look at Google Maps, you can look at Waze, think about putting it in Waze at different times of the day, what shift you think you're going to be working, and obviously think about where your housing is in relevance to which gate you need to be using, kind of ask those questions and see what kind of commute you're willing to put up with every day.
And it's funny because I've seen traffic over the last decade plus get busier in certain areas too, especially Yelm. If you're looking over in Yelm, cute little town, but that traffic with just one road coming through, and half the time I don't think the back gate is open, right?
As far as I know, no. The main gate's always gonna be open, or at least most of the time. So that's gonna be right off that five corridor along there.
So you're going to be driving through the Yelm single road, going through the town, past the res, and then around up, and then jumping on I-5. And that traffic is increased, where I've had clients say, I don't even want to live over there anymore.
Right.
Unfortunately.
But if you want that more rural
country
lifestyle, if you have horses or you want horses, or if that just really rural lifestyle to get away from everything at the end of the day, or that's what your family wants, it's an option. Just know you're not on that 5 corridor. And it will add to your commute.
It will. Yep, that's right. So if you are wanting to be on the corridor, where are some locations they should look? So if you don't want the longer commute, country-wise, south of Olympia, out towards Yelm, in my opinion, would be more country. But if they're not wanting that, what do you think?
Really right outside that area is Lakewood, which has a lot of amenities.
Okay.
In my opinion.
And it's okay. It's Lakewood, so it's a little hit and miss in areas, as with any city. So we're not going to be mean, but hit and miss.
There are some really nice homes there if you're looking.
Okay. Good.
There's some right on the golf course out there. There's a golf course in Lakewood, and there's really nice homes there. So, that could be an option for you. And it would be a very short commute for you.
And they have American Lake for fishing right there, too, which I've fished on actually quite a few times.
It's really nice.
Okay, and then up north, right?
Yeah, Tacoma, if you're really looking for that urban lifestyle, there's the Tacoma Mall. There's almost all the restaurants you could ask for, I think, there. There's locally owned, the chain restaurants. That'll be, again, a fairly short commute for you.
It wouldn't be, actually, it's probably better than coming from Olympia, I'd almost say. Because I feel like traffic's busier coming from Olympia, because you're kind of going the opposite direction, because everybody from Olympia is going to the base or up to Tacoma or Seattle in the morning.
Right.
And if you're coming from Tacoma south, you kind of go in polar opposites. Reverse traffic.
But you could get any type of home you're looking for in Tacoma, I would think. There's the new builds, there's the older homes, there's high-rise apartment buildings, there's really all different types of homes out there.
And you can go around through Puyallup, get a little more country, a little longer drive. What should be the normal drive? That's a good question. Like, if someone's moving, doesn't know, and they throw it in, what would you say should be a good drive? Or what drive did your husband look for? Did he care? Or?
No, for us, it wasn't a factor. We were just looking for a very specific type of home. But correct me if I'm wrong, but to me, Tacoma in the morning, from Tacoma to the main gate would be
25 minutes, depending if you're from Tacoma, you said? Yes. 20 minutes from Tacoma. Olympia, I'm probably saying 25, 30 minutes, depending on how bad the traffic is. Some days we get accidents. It never fails with the rain. It's like we don't know how to drive in the rain.
That's also something else to consider in your commute, is that doesn't happen super often, but once in a while there is that accident or whatever else, so that you just can't use the 5. But
And it's funny because they're always doing construction on the 5. Still are. I remember growing up and my dad complaining about the I-5 traffic, and I am now complaining about it with my kids, and that's 30 years later.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
But when it's good, it's really good. It's so easy. That freeway is so accessible. All the things. Yeah. There's a carpool lane, but when there's an accident or inclement weather, it can be a little tough. But I mean, that corridor is nice to have.
Now, do a lot of people live on base as well?
Yeah, I mean, of course, that's an option for anybody that has a family or even not. That's really a personal choice. I would say I don't. I've never lived on that base. I'm not really sure. The amenities, what they provide, all that type of things.
But you
just know they're going to take. If you live in base housing, they're going to take all your BAH.
Okay, so definitely
so you
use
could
it.
Maybe get something more of your choosing.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And with using that, you can pick a spot you actually want to go.
Exactly.
Okay.
I mean, you could also, best choice, in my opinion, would be to use that and buy something, make it work for you.
Yeah. And then worst case down the road, if you do move, you don't want to sell it, you make it a rental. And that's not a worst case. That's you need rentals.
Exactly. But there's options to make that money work for you.
Okay, good. Any other advice before we go to anybody moving, coming to JBLM?
I just think out that commute. It's whatever works for you. Like we said, urban area in Tacoma, anywhere along that corridor is going to be a little bit more urban. But as you get out towards Lacey, Olympia, which still would be a reasonable commute in my opinion, it can get much more rural for you if that's what you're looking for.
Yeah. Well, good advice. Well, thank you, Andrea. All right. Have a good day, everybody.
Bye.